Hey, what's up? This is Frank with LawnMasters. So today I'm going to be talking a little bit about how the season has been, a few high points, a few low points, and yeah, we'll go from there. Enjoy. Smash that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Peace. Hey, what's up? So, woke up feeling good this morning. Sorry, it's Frank with LawnMasters, lawn landscape, out of here in Junction City, Kansas, Abilene, Kansas. So yeah, check this out. So I had this client, I'll get to the clients part here in a minute. I'm gonna talk about how this lady, elderly lady, and this other elderly lady, I might as well just go ahead and say clients, and they were trying to get over on me. And it's just ridiculous. So yeah, check it out. Alright, so here's how it went. Had this lady call me, right? I'm like, at first I didn't recognize the number. She's like, hey, this is such and such from down the street. And I'm like, alright, cool, what can we do for you? And she's like, I was wondering, could you come do this job for me? So I'm like, alright, I'll come check it out. You know, I'll go and check it out. I'm like, here's how much it's gonna be. And they're like, at first she's like, well, I really can't afford that. And I'm like, and that's fine, you know, a lot of people can't. And you're more than happy, you know, more than welcome to shop around. Excuse me, big breakfast. But this is my price, and I'd be more than willing to try to work with you. And just not, yeah, here's my bottom dollar. And like, as far as work with you on how much I'll cover for that price. And, you know, we come to an agreement. And first she's like, no, and I'm like, well, this is my, you know, she's $100 off. So I was like, well, this is mine. She's like, all right. Well, the neighbor, check this out, man. Have to say, they kind of made me a little angry. The neighbor was like, all right, when can you be over here and do it? Because she was like, they're friendly, they're in the same house. And I was like, all right, on this day. And I made sure I looked on my phone, my calendar. I'm like, I'll be over this day. Well, check this out. I had a situation come up to where I had a new phone, not brand new. It was, you know, like secondhand bought or whatever. Well, I took my SIM card out of this phone that I'm on now, put it in that phone, and it worked for like 3 or 4 hours. And I had it at nighttime. You know, it's like, all right, so I wake up in the morning, I got a new phone I'm going to be using. Guess what? No signal. Well, had signal, showing like full bars. Couldn't get no internet, couldn't get no text messages, no phone calls, no nothing. Jack squat. So I'm like, man, all right. So I just take the SIM card out of that phone and put it back in my old one, which is this one I'm on now. Guess what? It flags my chip, shuts my whole phone down. I can't make any calls, texts, internet, nothing. So I'm like, man, what the heck happened? Like, between last night and now. So I work part-time at another job, you know, because the benefits are amazing. And so I'm like, man, what is going on? So I went to AT&T. Well, guess what? AT&T had a sign on the door at 12:15, said we're not open until 1:30, like we're on lunch break. I'm like, God, so the next AT&T place is like 60 miles away. So I'm like, I gotta have my phone, you know, business, you know, it's gotta keep rolling, you know, or they'll go to the next guy. And I could be missing on, you know, a lot of money. And I go way over there. I had to do something, I had to go get my nephew anyway. So I'm like, well, I can kill two birds with one stone. Got it. They're like, yeah, it flagged it as stolen. And I'm like, what? So come to find out, the phone was stolen. All right, so it flagged my chip, and when I took my chip back out of that phone, it wouldn't make this phone work. So I had to call AT&T, like, not customer service, but like corporate or something. It was weird. And I had to speak to this lady, and she turned my phone back on. All that, and it leads up to this, but check this out. I told the lady I'd be there in the evening time. I did say that because I had some other jobs lined up, and I knocked them out. But would you believe this lady told me, and she knows where I work at my part-time job, just because we're neighborly. She's like 3 houses down. Excuse me, that breakfast is killing me. I shouldn't ate so much. But she's like, well, did you go to your other job? And I'm like, yeah, I went there this morning. She's like, exactly. Now get your broke over here with your broke phone and do this job. And I'm like, bruh, like, seriously? Like, you know, talk about disrespect, and like, you don't even know me. Like, I'm your neighbor, but you're just like totally disrespecting me. And she's like, did you go to work at the end? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, get over. I'm like, you know what? That's when I had to put her in her place. You know, I had to be respectful, watch out for my name, my business, and all that. But at the same time, I had to just let her know, you can't just talk to me any kind of way. It don't work like that. And I told her, look, my phone had a, issue. I had to go get it fixed, and that's the way it is. What if my family was hurt or on the line or something? What if I needed that phone call? I tried to get her to see where I'm coming from. And she's like, well, that ain't my problem. I'm like, you're right. It ain't your problem. But I'm trying to get you to see that this is an issue I'm dealing with, and that's why I won't be over there until a little bit. And I still said the evening, so she's tripping, like, big time. And she just kept on, that whole, that ain't my problem, it ain't my problem. I said, I'll be there in a little bit. I get there. I start doing the work. Oh, and they change. Oh, you're doing such a great job and all this. And I'm just like, yep, did my best. And then she walks outside, and I was like, well, we're about done. Now, this is the neighbor. This is not the lady that agreed to do the job. That's the whole point. So the neighbor has been blowing me up. And I told her on the phone, I didn't say that, but yeah, I did tell her, I was like, this ain't even your property. Why are you worried? She's like, I got you the job. I was like, that don't matter. I get a lot of jobs. So when she walked out, this is after, after we started, we're about finished up. And I was like, well, I'm about done. She's like, oh, no, you're not. I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, you're supposed to go all the way to the fence, to the alley. And I'm like, no, ma'am. I'm like, I'm not going to the alley. And she's like, well, that's what she thinks. I'm like, well, I sat there and said very specifically. She's like, no, you didn't. Started getting all defensive and loud. And I was like, I'm not going to get into this. Like, this ain't my first rodeo. You know what I mean? And I've helped raise teenagers. My niece and nephew, when I held them when they was freaking babies, all the way up until they're 19 and 21 now. But I kind of know how to handle, it's like that childish mentality. And I said, well, let me talk to the owner. I talked to the owner, and she's standing right there on my, right there, I'm just like, back, I didn't say it, but I'm thinking in my mind, back up, give me some space. Just rude all across the board. So neighbor comes, I'm like, hey, I just wanted to get with you, and I agreed to come up to this point at your yard, basically right beside your house. And she's like, well, I thought you was going to, well, she didn't say that until the neighbor said, no, he said he was going to the fence. And then she was like, yeah, I thought you were going to the fence. And I'm like, no, ma'am. I was like, I cannot do it for that price for, going to the fence. That is just way too much work. And I have to pay this guy, my helper. And so she's like, well, I thought that's what you meant. And so I'm like, all right, well, why'd you agree to that price? She said I couldn't afford it. I said, why would you agree to that price if you couldn't afford it? And it was like, just dead silence. And I'm like, all right. So the lady, again, the neighbor was like, I'm the one who got you the job. And I'm like, and this one I've had enough. And I turned around and I told her, I was like, I don't care what you got. You're coming at me sideways. You ain't got to be disrespectful. I said, as far as I'm concerned, you can go home. So she didn't say nothing. She's like, whatever. But beforehand, when I was doing the work, I was there for half a day, and then I came back the next day and finished. And she was like, hey, don't tell the neighbor, but will you trim my tree over here? When we'll just let her pay for it. And I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea. I said, I'll talk to her about that since she's paying. So you probably say, what happened? Well, I had to cut my ties. I lost on that deal, but I learned a lot from it. So yeah, what would you guys have done differently? Would y'all have went back, just said no? Leave down in the comments. Let me know what you think. What could I have done differently? So yeah, hit that thumbs up, subscribe. I'll be leaving more content soon. God bless and peace.